Hello and hi. My name is Greg James and his name is
Chris Smith. Hello.
This is a reading from the final installment of our Kid Normal series. This is the latest book. It's called Kid Normal and the Final Five. It's the final adventure in a series of 4 adventures, and we're going to read you a little bit about our supervillain, who is Nicholas Knox. Now, he's been present throughout the series, and the Final Five is his time to shine, or so he thinks. Now, he started off as the sidekick of Nectar in the first book in the Kid Normal series. We now are about to meet his sidekick, who is called Katerina Kopelova. And I will attempt to do the accent that we think Katerina Kopelova, or Copycat, as she's known, because she is, by the way, she's a shapeshifter, so she can take on the powers of, and steal powers from anyone around her, and take on the appearance of anyone. And I will try and do, what do you think, Chris, like this?
Very good, yes.
Yes.
Very good accent.
Katerina Kopelova. So we're going to meet Copycat, and we're going to chat about Nicholas Knox as well, the oily President Knox, I should say. Christopher.
You'll remember that Murph had been speculating during his morning sock hunt about the location of the escaped rogues who had made up Magpie's alliance of evil. Well, it's now time to discover exactly what had happened to one of them. Well, in fact, it's kind of a 2 villains for the price of 1 deal, because this particular rogue had teamed up with Nicholas Knox himself. Her name was Katerina Kopelova, but she was more usually known as Copycat. Let's take a good look at her, shall we? Because she's going to be important in this story, so keep an eye on her, okay? To help you keep tabs on this rather evil rogue, here's a quick glance at her official Heroes Alliance file.
There it is. Rogue name, Copycat. Color of hair, brown, blonde, red, grey, purple. Color of eyes, blue, brown, hazel, green. Physical appearance, fat, thin, medium build. Distinguishing characteristics, large ears, small ears, birthmark on upper lip, no birthmarks, like turning into chairs.
Kind of hard to keep track of, right?
She's crafty.
She is crafty. Copycat had a rare, dangerous, and possibly even unique capability. She was a shapeshifter. She was able to turn herself into anybody or anything, which was what had first brought her to the attention of Nicholas Knox. Always on the lookout for anything that could be useful to him, he had noticed Copycat's peculiar talents in the alliance of evil, and had taken considerable time and care oozing his way into her affections. He'd flattered her outrageously, pouring compliments and affection over her like an over-rich chocolate sauce. Copycat came from a small village in a faraway part of the world. Once she discovered her capability, she'd used it for stealing and for finding out secrets, which had been lots of fun. But the young Katerina had soon realized there was only so much of value to be stolen in such a small place, and only so many scandals to be found out. So before many years had passed, she was out in the wild world on the hunt for greater prizes and bigger secrets. It was this quest that had brought her to the side of this smooth-talking and expensive-shoed man. Knox promised to deliver all that she craved, and by now he had her, quite literally, eating out of his hand.
Another slice of Hawaiian pizza?
Asked Nicholas Knox, holding out a steaming, doughy segment glistening with chunks of moist pineapple.
Oh, yum,
replied Copycat. This morning she was in her true form, that of a short, slight woman with a pointed nose and an oddly forgettable face. And just to complete the image for you, she was dressed in a panda onesie. She held her long, straight black hair back and leaned forward to take a nibble.
Thank you, my Noxy. This decadent fruity pizza is so toothsome.
Now, we realise this is a shocking scene, and we apologise for springing it on you without any warning. But we think it's important what you were dealing with here. 2 grown adults feeding each other pizza with pineapple chunks on, and to make it worse, part of the description used the word moist. This is true evil. Nicholas Knox's house was a large, squat building of deep red bricks set in a wide, tree-lined garden. Tall conker trees and bushy shrubs made it difficult to see from the road, which was exactly the way he liked it. And solid wooden gates kept casual callers at bay. With a free hand, Knox leafed through one of the newspapers spread out across the kitchen table. There was a large article headlined, Knox is right. These so-called heroes are nothing but freaks. He smiled to himself, leaning back in his chair. It was starting to look like simple public opinion would do his work for him. But he had some extra plans up his sleeve, just in case. Nicholas Knox was a man who liked to leave nothing to chance. Copycat finished the slice of pizza, slurping up a final pineapple chunk with relish in an act of pure abominable malice.
KK is bored,
she complained, pouting.
When do we mount takeover and become rulers of world? Soon, my sweet.
Soothed Knox.
Very soon. My plans are advancing perfectly. The newspapers are full of anti-hero propaganda. I leaked the location of the ridiculous school, so it's only a matter of time until they close it down. We just need to wait a little. When the moment is right, everything must be ready. In fact, I'm expecting some friends to join us today. They'll be invaluable when the time comes to make my move. You didn't tell me we were expecting company,
said Copycat, standing up and looking down at her onesie.
I can't greet guests dressed like monochrome Chinese bear. I must change straight away.
She screwed up her face in an expression of concentration. At once, her entire form shimmered like a heat haze. The features of her face swam and ran like lava, rearranging themselves within a split second. Suddenly, standing in front of Knox was a tall, striking woman with long blonde hair, clad in a shimmering gold dress.
Much more appropriate, my dear,
said Knox absently, his eyes still on the newspaper. Copycat tutted with frustration, but before she could say anything, there was a loud knocking at the front door.
Ah, excellent,
said Knox, jumping to his feet.
Our friends have arrived.
Mm.
Who are they?
You'll have to find out by buying the book or borrowing it from the library.
Yes, absolutely. We hope you enjoyed that little extract from Kid Normal and the Final Five. This is Greg James signing off.
And Chris Smith also signing off.